Morning, farmers. This is Wiki William here, Wiki Farms, with day 4. Got it right that time. Day 4 of Becoming a Connected Father study. I want to thank you guys again for tuning in. If you haven't tuned in to the other 3 days, I recommend you going back and taking a look at those 3 videos. I try to keep them short, underneath 10 minutes, 10 minutes to 12 at the most, depending on how much I want to talk about. As you can tell, I'm Wiki on location. I'm in my basement this morning. I try to bring something new every day, just to kind of give a different backdrop. I realize it's mostly my truck, but if you look in the back, you'll notice that some places are different. Yesterday was a gas station on my route. The day before that was in my driveway, and the day before that was at my warehouse. So we're on location. But again, thank you for tuning in to day 4. Today we're going to talk about communication. Communication strategy number 1. To be honest with you, I'm getting this again from YouVersion, the app on your phone, the Bible app on your phone. I check it out. This is called Becoming a Connected Father. It's an 8-day study. It's part of a large course that you can get through the Manhood Journey, I think is what it's called. We're just doing the 8-day study, but there is a bigger journey that if you want to, you can partake in. Fathers, husbands, how often have you come home from a long day at work and you just ask the question, how was your day? And you always get what answer do you get? You always get, oh, that's fine. Either from your kid or from your wife, it's fine. You know why? The author of this study says it's because your question is boring. It is boring. That's the reason you get a boring answer. Today's lesson is kind of trying to develop you into a great question asking father, a great somebody who not only listens but can ask a good question and get you connected with your children or your spouse. I am very guilty of this, to be honest with you. 60 hours a week, I come home from my route, and I come home and I really just want to sit down, relax, and unwind. And I want to connect with my kids. I want to talk to them, but all I can get out of myself is, "How was your day?" It's a problem, as far as it's concerned. And we're going to start out as far as Scripture is concerned in Proverbs 20. Verse 5, it says, "The purpose in a man's heart is like deep water, but a man of understanding will draw it out." And next proverb is, "A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his opinion." Men, I'm talking to you. Let that sink in. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only in expressing his own opinion. Oh my gosh, it was shot right between the eyeballs. Right there. That's me. I come home, and you're going to hear that, my beautiful sump pump, because here in mid-Missouri, we are drowned in water, and my sump pump runs constantly. A fool takes no pleasure in understanding, but only is expressing his own opinion. Honey, you gotta hear this joke. It is outstandingly funny, even though it's not. I don't care what you want, daughter. This is what's going to happen. It's never understanding why our kids think the way they do. It's there. It's in Scripture. Scripture covers everything. This is it. This is Wiki William to a T. It says, the author says, I find it right here. You may grab your routine. Here we go. Okay. In this section, we want to talk about a handful of things. We want to talk about improving communications with our children and how it can often be improved by developing just one key skill. That's the one thing we want to talk about today. Developing that one key skill. And today, that skill is asking a great question. Finding common ground. Help develop a strong bond with our kids on topics they find interesting. This is hard for me. they find interesting. I have 2 girls. I have a wife, I have a female dog, and I have a turtle that the kids swear up and down is a guy because it eats its poop. Don't ask. I still think it's a girl, just because it makes everything kind of, come together for me. I have a lot of topics that my kids go through in a day that I don't care about. But I need to connect with them, so I need to have some kind of understanding about it and why it's so important in caring for them. That's what they're talking about here. Find a common ground. Getting our kids to lean in and listen to us. Our ultimate dream as a father and a man, to have somebody just listen when we talk. I don't think that our kids will not communicate with us. I think we've accidentally trained them not to. There are some contributing factors to this we're going to talk about now. The author goes on to say, how we talk to them all the time is how they learn to listen and talk to us. We talk to them, not with them. I know that sounds like a simple concept, and this is so cheesy, and you're about ready to get some crackers, but we talk to our children and not with our children. We talk to our spouse, not with our spouse. And they learn from this. How well do we listen or not listen? And how do we talk to their moms? These are the things that we're going to talk about or kind of touch on in this. But let's set all those aside for a moment. And right now I'm going to ask you to focus on one thing, the portion of your communication disconnect that you can control. Sure, your child might be introverted, angry, too cool for school, or have some other communication disorder, but the vast majority of dads I know who say that their kids won't open up to them are usually either no talking dads or the field general dad. They either say nothing at the most of the time or they just bark orders. Which one are you? I can tell you right now, I'm the field general. I'm the field general. I would talk to him, but it's a lot of orders. Don't touch that. Quit bothering your sister. Be quiet. Daddy's streaming. You can't play that game. It's not old enough. You're not old enough for it. Have manners at the table. Whatever it happens to be. Don't stick that in your mouth. That type of stuff. Bark, 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 bark. Pick up your room. Put your dirty clothes away. That type of stuff. That's the field general. I am a field general at the house, and I never listen. I never give the privates a chance to talk, and for me to listen to them. I do a lot of talking through the day, and what the author says about this is you just want to try to get to the quickest answer possible, and that's why we bark orders. I think a large percentage of your communication disconnects are in your control, the author says. I'd argue that a majority, maybe as much as 80 or 90% of your communication problem is you. That sucks. That sucks. I hate hearing that percentage. So all of my problems of my children not listening to me, all of my problems, not all, but you get what I'm saying, is all on my shoulders. It's my fault. I have direct control over it, and yet I can't do it properly. So for the next couple days, next couple lessons, we're going to talk about 2 strategies for getting our kids to communicate with us. First, take your pencil pen, put it up here. First, we'll start with perhaps the most significant connected father skill, the art of the great question. And second, listening to our kids openly without judgment or instinct, or the instinct to reply immediately. Again, Wiki's problems. I always answer quick, immediately. I don't think about anything. I want to fix the problem now and get it over with, instead of listening and understanding what's going on. So this is good. This is running to be a little bit longer of a lesson, but it's something I want to make sure that we get across. And I've seen this. If you've taken any kind of of marriage classes, marriage pre-marriage counseling, you'll probably have recognized this: the triangle. Usually, God's up here at the top, and it's you and your wife here at the bottom. And they always say, "Don't try to get closer together. Try to get closer to God, and naturally, you will come together." That's why he's saying you can use this for your children too, you and your kids, and some understanding. The author says his son is a guitarist and he loves everything about guitar, music theory, everything. So he says him, his son, and guitar. He's never planned on playing guitar, but his son loves it. So he tries to understand with his son, and he comes closer together with his son as he's learning about guitar. That's the kind of strategy that we want to go with today. And try not to hurry. Don't look at the clock and say, we got 2 minutes to solve this problem. Sit down, take 15 minutes, and understand why your kids are feeling this way. Many dads have told the author they're afraid that their son or daughter might ask them a question they have that they don't know how to answer. It's kind of like Wiki Raw here. It's don't be afraid. Yes, you're going to get a question you don't know how to answer, or you don't want to answer right then. Be honest. Find the answer. I use this in my Christianity every day. I don't know, but let me try to find it. I don't know, but let me research that and try to find it. It's a good point. Let me look into it and see. I don't want to give you an answer that's wrong. I don't want to give you an answer that's not prepared. I want to be able to give you a straightforward answer. So let me look into it. So, to conclude today, or this part of today, Connected Father strategy today, communication with your kids. Ask good questions. Don't default to the stupid "how was your day" question. Default to a better than that question. I'm going to try this today. I'll try to give you an update tomorrow on how it goes. We'll see how it goes. Wiki's new at this too. So as far as everything else goes, if you've just tuned in, thank you for tuning in. If you haven't hit that subscribe button, consider subscribing. I'm not trying to Bible beat anybody. I'm trying to be a dad who's learning with other dads. That's what this is. And farming on the side. So thank you so much for tuning in. Hit that like button. If you let Facebook and or YouTube know that this is good quality. If you think it's good quality or something that people should know, hit that like button so it gets it out there for other people. Yesterday I was telling you, if you had any prayer requests that you wanted to express to me and add to my prayer list, by all means get in contact with me. I had a few people do that. I appreciate that immensely. That means that people are out there listening, and even though I don't need that, I'm appreciative of it. I will be praying for you. We have a listener that's asking for prayer for his brother, Michael, and for his grandparents. One, I think, broke, if I remember right, broke their hip. And my friend's mother still going in for surgery at the end of the month. So please keep that in your prayers. I pray for safety and everything for anybody driving today. Me being one of those. I am feeling better. Thank you for all the prayers that you guys gave me. I am feeling a little bit better this morning. And so far, the pain isn't here. We'll hope that stays that way. Thank you for tuning in. If you don't know Jesus and you want to know Jesus, if you're not a Christian yet and you've been kicking it around, you want to know more about it, I would love to ask you some good questions. Get in contact with me. Get in contact with the local church. If you need help with that, get in contact with me and I'll help you find a local church. I'm an avenue for all of that. Thanks again for tuning in. By all means, please hit that like button, hit the subscribe button if you would, and hit that notification bell so when day 5 comes tomorrow, you'll be you'll be alerted, so that way you can take a look and we can become connected fathers together. Thanks again for the Wiki family out there. Sorry it ran a little bit longer today than normal. Have a good day. Stay safe.